intimate relationships. They have provided many memories that I will treasure forever. It's very easy to settle down in life. Very easy to get cozy and comfortable, knowing that I have security for eternity, and knowing that the partnership that I would have would stay static for the rest of my life. Mr. Chairman, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, whenever I was in one of these relationships, it was great for the first 6 months to a year and a half. I had a lot of great memories. But then something enters my head. It felt like something was missing. Something wasn't quite there. The thought that I would never be able to enjoy a close, intimate relationship with another woman. The thought that I would never be able to kiss and to make love to another woman. Over time, those thoughts really started to bother me. I'm a guy who likes to experience as many growth opportunities as possible, and I want to encourage as many people as possible as well to have those growth opportunities. But it was very difficult to do that when I had to micromanage every single action when I was interacting with a woman. It was as if a dark, stormy cloud rolled overhead, just waiting for me to slip up a single time. And the consequence of slipping up, a lifetime of emotional turmoil. I felt extremely trapped at times. It was like there was no way to win. As the situation repeated itself time and time again, my confusion only increased. I definitely wanted to be with my partner. I didn't want to leave her. But why was I restricting myself like this? Why couldn't I share love with a lot of other people? If love is such a positive emotion, shouldn't it be multiplied? Shouldn't it be abundant instead of held back inside me? Instead of holding it back inside of each and every one of us? What were my options at this point? Well, there were a few options that I could think about in order to really be happy in my relationship, or maybe without it. One of the options was to basically just hold it back. Just repress my desires and keep them all in a box. And pretend that these thoughts never occurred, that nothing happened. I realized that I only live a single time. And I knew that if I kept the status quo 5, 10 years down the road, I knew deep down I would regret not taking a growth opportunity. If I felt I could connect with another woman, I could not take advantage of that growth opportunity. Because a lot of times it's what society thinks. A lot of motivational speakers like to say that, don't regret what you do. If you see a growth opportunity, take it, because you'll regret it if you don't. And that's why option one of keeping it down would not work for me. Option two, very popular in society, have an affair and cheat. I've said in the past that I'm a big fan of telling the truth, or doing your best to tell the truth. even if that truth is pretty ugly. I don't imagine anybody in this room likes being lied to. And because of that, option 2 is also wrong. Option 3, I could leave my current relationship and start another one. Now, the feelings from that relationship would again be great for another year to a year and a half, until the storm comes by again, waiting to strike lightning in my eyes, and we'd be right back to square one. Basically, it's a temporary problem, temporary solution to a recurring problem. Nothing appealed to me, and I was stuck in a circular rut. You don't want to know how long I was stuck for this. And then one day it hit me. A very pragmatic solution hit me. That's option number 4. Fellow Toastmasters, Mr. Chairman, and welcome guests, option number 4 is my confession tonight. I am in an open relationship. Put another way, I don't date exclusively. The difference between this, though, and cheating is that everyone who is involved in the relationship knows exactly what's going on. I tell them ahead of time that I'm not dating exclusively. I tell them that you're free to see whoever you want. There are a few boundaries, of course, but the premise is it allows me and really everybody else to experience what they want to experience. And I feel that if I love the person enough, I have to let them go to experience what they want to experience and trust that they will come back somehow. And if they don't, well, that's another story altogether. Open relationships can involve flirting, it can involve dating, it can involve maybe sharing finances, raising children together, and oftentimes there's more than 2 people involved. You may have heard of the buzzword of that, it's polyamory, where you can have 3 or 4 people together in a relationship, or maybe there's all sorts of different ways you can arrange it. But I think the most important thing is full disclosure. Because with full disclosure, you are responsible for getting what you want out of your relationships. And if you're not getting what you want, you need to ask for it. Just like in Toastmasters, you gain very great communication skills over time. In an open relationship, if you want to survive, if you want to get what you want, you also have to have very good communication skills, because you have to formulate your thoughts and you have to tell it to other people. And some of those conversations can be very uncomfortable. Such as, what happens if someone gets an infection? That could be transmitted sexually. Or what happens if someone gets pregnant? In all of this, what do you do? A lot of questions. For me, though, I will say that, okay, I'll admit this. I think the kids are over there, so I can admit this. I'm a shameless cuddler. I can share close body contact with other women, even if I'm not in a relationship with them. I don't see what the problem is. As long as both of us are consenting, I don't see what the issue is at all. I know that open relationships are not really for everybody. It really takes you out of your comfort zone, really forces you to think outside the box and think of solutions, really critically think of solutions on your own. It does have its own set of issues. Jealousy issues. So what happens if my partner's on a hot date and I'm sitting at home in front of the TV with 3 large pizzas in front of me? Yeah, I think, oh, okay, granted, it can happen once, that's certainly great. If it happens every week, you can see how it's very easy to get jealous. Time management is another thing. So if I have 3 partners and I'm trying to juggle my career, potentially kids as well, yeah, that's also another potential problem. But I feel that they're a great solution to the problem of holding back my love from my heart. It's just share it openly. Because done properly and communicated properly like real adults, I feel that it's a win-win-win-win situation. This